Hey, streamers. You've made the world laugh, cry, cheer as one. Most importantly, you've made the world watch. For that, we want to thank you. Today, we honor the ones who put in the work for the love of the game.
Cutting the feed in 5.
You casted aside your individualistic dreams and came together as one voice.
4.
We need more time. It has to be now. Get ready.
You trained them to mash that subscription button and to come back for more. Always more.
2.
They try to be you. They envy what you have.
1.
And to celebrate, we're releasing a limited time edition skin of what?
You don't know me, and I can't see you, but whoever you are, you need to hear this. This started off beautiful. We built something great, something that brought us together, a place to call home, to talk, to learn, to play, any respite from the world and its unforgiving storms. And then they came.
My face on the screen now!
They came with their plans, with their greed, with their hope. They told us that we were great, and they were right. They told us that we were worth something, and they were right. We are worth something. And it's that same big, beautiful truth that they used against us. They didn't inspire some huge cover-up, some grand conspiracy. They just simply whittled away at who we used to be. So I say it ends today. Boost this signal and then log off, shut down, touch grass. Don't forget that we did this before. We did this before, not them. We can build it again. Build it better. With autonomy, with creative freedom, with fair compensation. We choose where we put our time, where we put our love. The rebellion has a new name.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
A future where we forge our own path at our own pace, where we compensate ourselves fairly and protect each other from hate. They thought those things wouldn't matter, but they do. And we'll do it without them. Together. Today. Spread the word. From here, how far we go, who escapes with us, we control that outcome. It's up to us now. For the love of the game.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm just doing some tech support stuff. Let's get some chill music going here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see this one here. Here's something cool. Hope everybody's doing all right. Deeply, I got you covered. I'm gonna be pulling up that ticket now. And what we got. Software not supported, network not supported. Yep. I see that. We actually got multiple tickets of that. Let me see here. Is that the one, like on the homepage, a stream may have said that? I see a few. There's a stream up, I think, that folks said it had like media could not be loaded either because server or network failed or because the format is not supported. Is that it? So I see a few folks reported that. And we are tracking that down. Weren't sure what happened. It should have gotten, yep, we fixed that. We're going to be reaching out to that streamer just to see if there was something on OBS that was going on. From the back end, everything looked good on our end, so we're not exactly sure what caused it. But it's interesting. So yeah. It's always interesting seeing these initial bugs because we don't. It's like we go in the back end sometimes, and we'll see like on the back end side we see like where the issue is, and then you'll see some odd bugs like this one in particular where that streamer was streaming. They had viewers last night. People were chatting, and then something about when they shut off the stream, it seems, and I'm assuming they were using OBS because that's kind of what it looks like. That something weird happened there. So it's interesting because part of building a platform like Moonbeam is we now also have to figure out how to make it work with third-party services, right? Like OBS, Restream, StreamYard, and there's always odd stuff. Like StreamYard has a really weird kind of, it's not a bug, it's an oddity where for some reason you have to put like the port and like :433/app for some reason on the stream URL. I don't know why, but it's interesting that. Yeah, Silent Brad, that's right. The same bug that was reported multiple times, and that allowed us to like see, okay, this is happening to multiple people, and look into that. So that one was getting triage, and actually, let's see here. What I'm doing now is I'm reaching out directly to that streamer from our support box. Moonbeam bug with stream at so I'm writing an email to them right now. Wanted to see if you noticed anything on last night when you ended your stream. For some reason, it stayed up and had an error message. Curious if you were using OBS. If not, what? And if there were any unique settings you used. Thanks a ton in helping us find out what the source of this bug is. Cheers. You notice I always end my emails with cheers. I don't know. I love it. Cheers! I wish I had like a beer stein or a cocktail glass or something. So there we go. So that one is sent. Boom. Hey, what's up, Anomaly? Hey, Two-Tone Waffle, how you doing? Let's see here. Yeah, OBS is a weird beast. I prefer the only bad thing about stuff like StreamYard or Restream, which I prefer, is it costs money. You can't beat free, right? So OBS is free, very robust for what it is. It's just a very clunky kind of interface. It's like a interface that's made for like engineer kind of mindset folks, and I get that because it's probably designed by engineers. Very technical kind of approach to things, right? A lot of options, a lot of ways to kind of really fine tune your stream quality, audio quality, inputs, and everything. So I get it. It's but with that comes a lot of like convoluted stuff, and if you're not super technical, you might have a weird setting you miss that causes like an issue or something like that. Yeah, champagne. Cheers. Okay, so let's see. I got that ticket. Email. I'm gonna put here. Oh, let's see here. Weird going on. Hope you're all doing well on your end. Anybody got any cool streams you're planning on doing over the next couple days? I know we got the weekend coming up. This will be the first weekend at open beta, so that'll be neat to see what folks do. Let's see here. Ecamm. Streamlabs. Yeah, Streamlabs. I've heard good stuff about Ecamm. Ecamm I haven't heard of. Switch to OBS because it uses less CPU. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that Streamlabs would use more CPU. I know OBS has a higher requirement on computing power if you multi-stream with their plugin. I know some of the services, like again, like Restream and stuff don't, but the problem with Restream and things like that, sometimes you can't put like the FPS higher, you can't do bitrate stuff. So if you're playing like first-person shooters or very intense kind of graphic requirement games, then those services are not as good as OBS from what I've seen. Nice poem readings. Hell yeah. That's cool. I'm thinking about like, I don't know, maybe one night making a cocktail on stream. I like old fashions, and I got this new Whistle Pig bourbon, and I got Whistle Pig maple syrup and some bitters and stuff. So I might just like do that. It'd be cool. Oh, Mac OS, Ecamm Mac OS only encoder for live streaming and recording. Nice. That is cool. Hey, RPG Frequencies over on YouTube. What's up? Good to see you over there on YouTube. And then let's see here. The Real Spree. Am I into cars over on Twitch? I'm into cars as much as I need them. I have a Toyota Camry and a Honda Odyssey because I have our 3 boys, and you know, so we need a big kind of vehicle for the whole family. Funny story, the best car I ever had, that was probably my favorite, was a Mustang, brand new. I got it in 2015, so I deployed overseas. This is when ISIS was happening in Iraq. I was sent over there really quickly for that. But there's this thing where you could buy US made cars overseas if you're deployed, and it's tax free, so it could be several $1,000s cheaper, and you could custom order them. So I custom ordered and all of our money's tax free too, so you get like more money when you're overseas, combat pay. So I bought this Mustang convertible, like brand new, custom made, and had it was going to be delivered to me back in the States, right? I was living in Savannah at the time, and so I get back to Savannah, I'm like, yeah, I got this cool Mustang convertible coming, hell yeah. And then I get notified that I got new orders to be stationed somewhere else, and of course it was Minnesota, so the cold tundra. So I quickly had to, like, I couldn't cancel my car order, but I had to like modify it so I couldn't have a convertible. So I was like that close to having a convertible, but alas, I couldn't take that to the frozen wasteland. So I got this really nice like red Mustang, and then I get stationed in Minnesota. I taught at a university there, St. John's University. I was teaching ROTC, and so I'm a Floridian. That's where I was born and raised, right? Miami, Florida. So you got this Floridian with like Florida plates on a Mustang, driving around in like -30-degree temperatures in the snow. People are looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like fishtailing out there and like all this crazy stuff, you know. So the only time I got a really cool like sports car, it was the entire time spent in the snow-covered Minnesota wilds. There you go. You know, that's just the way it is, I guess. See here. Yeah, Moonbeam old fashions. Hell yeah. Teslas. Where do you Deeply, are you over in Minnesota or something? Where are you at? Yeah, I know, right? It was like almost there at 2-ton. Yeah, there's no way I was gonna take a convertible there. I had to take the Mustang, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it was weird being in Minnesota how cold it got. Everybody told me to like, oh yeah, the summers are gonna be wonderful in Minnesota. And so the summer came, and then I got sent to Fort Knox, Kentucky, where it's really hot and humid. And so I get sent there for the summer, and then I get sent back to Minnesota after that's done, and then it's cold again. So it was like cold all the time. Portugal. Oh wow, you're in Portugal. Nice. Okay. I hear good things about Portugal. I had a professor who used to he was married to a Portuguese lady, and he would always go there on vacations and show us like his family trips there, and it looked really nice. So, and it's like weather's nice from what I understand too, right? It's not like cold, or because you're right there on the ocean. And you're right next to Spain, which I've heard Spain has been getting a lot of like travel lately. I know a lot of friends and people I know that travel to Spain, very affordable. I think Spain started promoting that a lot, and I know then a few of them go into Portugal and stuff. Let's see here. Oh, 2-ton. You're a Floridian as well? So I grew up in, I was born and raised in Miami-Dade County. I lived in like Hialeah, Miami Lakes, and then I spent most of my time in Pembroke Pines in Broward County. I actually ran for mayor in Pembroke Pines when I was 18, believe it or not. And then I went to college down at FIU, Florida International University. And then right after college, that's when I went into the Army, and then I was living everywhere else after that. But I'm a Floridian born and raised. I'll take the hot, humid summers over winter. I hate winter. I hate snow. And I'm in Kansas now, so it does snow here. Not a ton, but I don't like snow. Spain's younger sibling, but older than Spain. Yeah, you all have a storied history. Spain and Portugal. That's a very interesting historical relationship you all have. You know, and it's funny because like Portugal is kind of like completely surrounded by Spain. Oh, Tampa, nice. Okay. All of my family now, they live in like Claremont, Orlando area, and a lot of the Moonbeam team lives in Central Florida as well. You love and hate Spain. Hey, Lycos, Polk County. Look at it. You got Team Florida. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I've been hey Taylor, England represent. We have like a lot of I wonder how many Floridians are on Moonbeam. That'd be cool. I've told Pat, I'm like, I want to get a satellite office in Florida. Because right now, technically, the headquarters is in Pittsburgh. So when we do get a lot more growth, since we have a lot of the team in Florida too, and that's where my family and stuff's at, I'd like to have like a satellite office in Florida. And then, you know, wherever the main office is, it could be in Pittsburgh or wherever, but having those two locations. Look at that. Oldest alliance with England, Portugal. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yeah, driving to Orlando. Yeah, the traffic's getting wild there. It's just growing a lot. Ooh, let's see here. Oh, we got a message back from our friend who was streaming last night where that bug happened, and I'm gonna add this to the thing. Info. Yeah, really appreciate you all being communicative with us when we reach out about these bugs and stuff. Like right there, that's the information we got. Perfect. A lot of the information is sometimes when you do a bug report, there's a little box like tell us about your system or browser settings. That's good. But sometimes if you're using like a third party thing like OBS will have to follow up and say, hey, what were you using? Any weird settings? And then getting that information helps us to kind of debug it. Let's see what we got here. Landlords are the villains. Sorry, like us. You know, Taylor, the English do have a history with being landlords, like feudalism. Anomaly, what's up? Let's see here. There's a Mustang Coyote for 32K. Try to get it for 30K. Okay, that's actually pretty good. They said no because someone's gonna buy it for 33. They ended up not selling it and dropping the price to 28K. Did you end up getting it at 28K, or did you just like be like, screw them? Deeply, yeah. Perks of being 22, no landlords yet. Depends if you consider your family landlords or friends if you're living with anybody, whoever, unless you own places yourself, which is crazy. Like, it's kind of ownership is such a thing now. I've never owned a home. I mean, I'd love to. I've always had to rent. In the military, you know, we get moved around, and so I've had to rent, and I could just never own a place. I don't know if it's very daunting to think about. Like, my parents were like, yeah, we bought our first place back in the day for like $33,000. Pretty cool. And then I'm like, they're like, okay, new starter homes, 450 grand. It's like, I don't even know what to do with that. It's crazy. Oh, sorry, check Slack. Sorry, my bad. Let's see here. I'm just going through them. I don't have any specific ones, Taylor. And if you want to jump in, let me know. Hit me up on Slack. I'm just kind of going through them a little bit at a time. English landlord buying America back one small piece at a time. Oh, that's hilarious. Owning a home, yeah. Good on you, Anomaly. Bought a Challenger. Why buy? Hell yeah. Starter homes are now converted vans. I think one of the biggest problems are with home ownership, to be honest, is you know, the recent like reports on who's buying homes when corporations, I think it was like they bought 81% of the new construction homes in America, which is nuts. It's crazy that's even allowed, because when you have a corporation buying homes and then just turning around and selling, like renting them out, that's not fair to anybody. And all it does is cause home prices to spike, right? Because then the supply is artificially scarce because you have a corporation buying everything up. So the stuff that's left is, there's not a lot. So people compete, drives up pricing. And yeah, my personal belief is like, there has to be something done to regulate home ownership, and it can't be like mega corporations that own a bazillion homes and make everybody else like rent, because if you take that out into perpetuity, corporations are going to own all the homes, and then we're just going to all be renters forever. I mean, especially nowadays where like the wealth is so wild, like you look at these corporations with like more money than entire countries. That's crazy. Like, I don't think that was ever intended to be the case, where in a society like America, you have a corporation literally with like more wealth than, for example, Portugal. And it's very odd to have like an average American like me or you, or an average citizen, compete with the sway and pull of like a whole nation state in America. But that's like has its own agenda. I go on and on about this stuff. This is always fun conversation, but it feeds into the ethos of kind of like what you see on Moonbeam about the pay and transparency and things like that. Like, a lot of these values kind of percolate into how we see the world. Abort mission. He calls for that. Yeah. That's good. That's good that the UK has those programs. You know, wild. like one of the biggest things we get for being in the military was the GI Bill and the VA home loan, which was a big thing back in the day. Like after World War II, that's how that weird like 1950s and 40s thing where everybody owned a home and had like a good life with, you know, just working at a regular job kind of thing. Was a lot contributed to that. The VA home loan stuff is kind of useless now. Like, still, you can't buy a home that's, you know, so expensive. Stuff. Yeah, Moonbeam Mansion. There we go. I like it. Yeah, we'll get a Moonbeam, a little village, villas and stuff. Oh, that'd be awesome. Like in, you know, it's like Celebration you were talking about earlier, Two-Tone, about. That's like for those who don't know, Celebration, Florida, is a small city that Disney stood up. So it was actually like planned by Disney World and everything, and then people live there. Fun fact about Disney World, if you don't know, because this is a very Floridian thing. Walt Disney, like before he bought the land in Florida, he had hired like ex-CIA and FBI people, and they set up fake corporations in like New York City and everything, and they piecemeal bought all the land in Central Florida. They didn't want anybody to know that it was them buying the land because they didn't want the price to go up. So they bought all the land through shell corporations and stuff, like a whole secret operation. And there was one holdout, like a farmer, because there was nothing in Central Florida except for like orange groves and cattle and swamp. And then one holdout was there. And so what happened is in Florida, under the Florida Constitution, if you own a certain amount of land, you could establish like a governmental agency called the Water District. And Disney then stood up the Reedy Creek Water District. It is an actual government authority under the state constitution. So you had this corporation, Disney, that literally had governmental powers through this water district that they established. And they raised the taxes because they could tax water and everything. That's what that agency did. They raised the taxes on that one person's piece of land, and they drove them out. Kind of really effed up. That's why you hear about like the Mickey Mouse police and stuff. Like they legit have like a fire department, and they do have a police with like police authorities, is because of that Reedy Creek water district. Now in Florida recently, there's been a lot of political stuff about that, and you know, the state has tried to take away that power from Disney. I think the Reedy Creek was usurped by the state because DeSantis doesn't like them. Anyway, just a little fun Floridian fact. Like that's how wild stuff got with Disney in Florida. Wild stuff. Like legit was a government. Yeah, Silent Brad, sometimes things get caught if they're like double messages. Sometimes they don't. It's not. I've seen a few false positives like that. Okay, let's see what other tickets we got here. Let's see. Take care, Lycos. Yeah, 2-ton. Wild. Taylor, I think I saw that earlier, and it was just like a dupe. I just allowed it, and it went back. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if we got any. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Taylor, I see one that you would have bug report in. I had. dealing right now with a ticket on mod queue stuff. Taylor, I see the one you submitted as well. I fixed that one by hitting dismiss. So sometimes there's messages in the mod queue that are a little funky. They're like, to action them, allow for whatever reason doesn't work. If anybody sees that, just report it. In this case, I had to hit dismiss, and it went away. Another kind of bug we've noticed with mod queue stuff is if someone sends a message. So if you ever want to know if your thing got caught by Pixis, right, you'll see it either say sending, and then a sentiment tag won't show up. So if you ever send a message and the sentiment tag does not populate, that means your message went into the mod queue, and no one else sees it. Okay, so sometimes even if you send, it looks like you may have on mobile. Sometimes it looks like you sent 2 messages. You'll notice that one of them doesn't have a sentiment tag. That means that one like didn't show up to anyone, so it only shows like you have one message. But anyway, if someone deletes their message, it can cause a bug in the queue where it'll show like that message is there, and when you go hit like allow, dismiss, or whatever to action it, you can't like resolve it because the message no longer exists. So we're working on that. Taylor's competing to get the bug back catcher badge. Let's see here. I want to do here. Let's see here. Okay. The mod queue is, I think, on mobile web. If you're looking at bug reporting, let's see here. Bug reporting you do on mobile web. You can't do it on the actual. You won't be able to do it on the app itself. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Let's do it every time. Here we go. For membership, realm membership. Every time I leave a realm in the manage memberships menu, it closes the menu. Every time I leave a realm in the membership menu, it closes the menu. I want to leave multiple realms and it's super frustrating. Oh, okay. I see that. Taylor, that's a good bug too. For leaving realms, so folks want to know sometimes how to leave realms. If you go to your Moonbeam profile, like your little icon in the bottom left, it's manage memberships. You can leave a realm that way. Right now, if you click leave realm, it does close out that whole sidebar, and then you have to go do it again. So that's a good one. Let's see what other bugs we got here. Is in fact okay. I'm linking some of these bug reports. So that home screen one, deeply that you mentioned earlier today, there's I'm linking them with the other bug reports that got reported at. So that way, when we resolve these, we kind of know the batch of them. I'm going to put here, add linked issue. Got it. Boom. Oh, okay. Sound bread. Yeah. Messages staying sending or without a sentiment tag when it's caught in the queue. It should appear that way on all those if it gets caught or if it hasn't, like if no one sees it. So again, if you ever see a message on any device of yours that does not have a sentiment tag, that means it was not processed. So it never made it. It either got, there's a few things that may mean. It got caught by Pixis. If it didn't go to anywhere, it will like tell you there's a problem sending the message. Click here to send again. You could do that. But if you don't get any like error message and it's just sitting there, it's probably because it got caught by Pixis, which if you're not the realm owner or you're not the streamer and you're like in stream chat, that's a good indicator for you to be like, oh, okay, my thing got caught for whatever reason. Sometimes I'll tell you what we've noticed with Pixis is, and I'm curious what you're all thinking about it so far. So far, we've seen it has probably over corrected things. We haven't really seen anything get through, which is really cool. Again, has a long way to go in terms of like development for Pixis. But I think I'm pretty impressed. Like Pat built that thing. So I'm going to speak as like, just even taking my hat off of a Moonbeam person is just, I'm seriously impressed with how it's done. We have had mods from other moderation kind of companies say like, give Pixis a whirl. And I'm like, hey, put in this stuff that you've seen go through your moderation system, and they'll put it through and it gets caught. And they're like, whoa, what the heck? Yeah, it's just pretty neat. And I do like that we're giving the moderation controls to individuals like the realm owners, because there's a lot of, discussion online about moderation and especially like AI moderation. And, some folks have had experiences where a platform uses some kind of moderation system and it catches things, whether it's like a political leaning or LGBTQ kind of leaning or something like that. And it gets falsely caught, or it gets caught in the mod system, right? And so our approach, the reason why we have Pixis like at the realm owner level, is we want to take and have what we call the human in the loop, the individual with the context in the loop to action the moderation. And then as we kind of scale Pixis, it will grow and those false positives won't happen. But when you do it at the platform, if you have like at the very top level, yeah, this is a hateful message. If you have it at the top level, then you can get that kind of disparity in moderation. So I think it's cool that we've taken that approach to push it down to the individuals. Yeah. Notification in the chat. Oh, cool. You almost think that'd be kind of dope. I'm curious if like, how Pixis blurs out the message and then it has like the actions you could take. I kind of wonder if there's a module that could pop up in chat and then you could quickly action it. I do agree. Like if you're just by yourself, it's harder to be focused on the mod queue, the chat, and whatever you're doing if you're playing a game or something. So that's a good, you know what? I'm going to create a ticket for that right now. This is a feature. Mod queue notification. User requested a notification notification that only they can see in chat, letting them know something got hot by fixes. This way they can focus on chat and see when mod actions are required. Good for single share. No mod. Yep. Okay, I added that. Boom. Mod prison. I just put that feature request in. There we go. Do we get a badge for that? You know, we're gonna have to have. We're gonna have a lot of badges. So Joanne and Jark are on vacation at the moment. When they get back, we'll be working on a lot of badges. So Jark is the designer. Does all of our UI kind of design and everything. So you'll see a lot of badges starting to come out probably towards the end of the month in early April. And then Joanne, who is our head of product, she's been working on kind of like the badge program and stuff. So you'll see a lot of stuff like that. For bullying me into doing stuff you want. Is that so, Taylor? You know, I'm just here like, again, this is like, I look at it like, hey, if we had a, like checking Slack. Okay, hold up. Okay, I'm getting, hold on, Taylor. I will write you back here in Slack. Okay. I'm sorry, I get caught up in this stuff. Okay. Let's see here. I got you, Taylor. There you go. So you could. Yes, I know. That it may not be the best system in the world, Taylor, but it is what we have. Just tag yourself with what you like. So for those of you who are watching, this is like this is the behind the scenes. So there's a bunch of tickets for support. Taylor and I are the main folks working on support in that way, and then helping the engineering team triage things. So some of these tickets are tagged for Anthony and Taylor, right? So Taylor's asked me, which is a good question. Hey, Anthony, which ones do you want me to do? And so we don't kind of duplicate each other's work. I'm very chaotic. So I said, hey, I'm just going one by one through them, and just tag yourselves in the one you want. Assign it to yourself. That way I know. Hold on one second. I got Leo here, my youngest. What's up, buddy? Well, he's gonna ask me to buy him some microtransaction stuff on an iPad game. Yo, those games are wild. Like, talk about getting money from little kids asking the parents. Hold on one sec. All right, there we go. Hold on. Okay, let me see here. Taylor wants to come on. She wants to come on the show here. Hold on, folks. Dun, 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 dun. What money did you mow the lawn? So we have a money system. Like, you know how when you go out and your kids are like, I want to buy a lollipop or something. So I devised a thing called daddy stars, you know, because they're small kids. And so if they wake up and they like brush their teeth and stuff, they get 1 daddy star every day. And so then that way they have a pool of money. And if they were out and about, if they want to buy something silly, you know, again, they got to be nice, do the things they're told. They can spend that money. That way, help teach them about spending things and stuff like that. Okay, Taylor, what's up? You
Hello.
You here?
Am I
Hello.
here?
You're here. You're in audio. Do you want to be on camera? Or you just want audio only?
I don't know what my camera is looking like currently, so I'll stay as a mysterious voice for now.
Mysterious voice. Hey, Threesome, how you doing? Easter eggs. Nice. Easter eggs. Hell yeah. All right, so what's up? What do we got here?
All right.
What? Okay.
I'm just here to be a bother if I'm being entirely honest.
Oh, okay. So you want to ask me about the Jira ticket?
I want to know about
method?
Jira tickets. I'm currently doing the Moonbeam socials.
Nice.
In fact, do you know where the profile pictures for the public realms live?
Let me see here. I do have.
Because I want to tweet them on Blue Sky.
Yep. Let's see here. This is gonna be so. Yeah, we're gonna get. It's always funny. Like, so we got these assets, these graphic assets. Let me put them in a folder for you.
Thanking you kindly.
I'm gonna put them in. Actually, let me get a shared drive. I'm gonna put them in. Okay, here we go. Public room asset. Or this is the kind of stuff people come here for on Moonbeam, just to watch. Is I was talking about tech support, assets, and all this good stuff. Hell yeah! Well, you all get it. You get it right from the source. This is it. This is the juicy stuff.
This is exactly what we're doing. This is our work day.
Hey, Memory Leak Dev, how's it going? Good to see you. We're just doing tech support, and we're just working on all the Jira tickets and talking to folks who, you know, have little issues or want to. If you file the bug report, you could ask me about it, and I could look it up and see what the status is. You know, I've always wanted to have like a coffee shop, and so this is what I'd be like if I had a coffee shop. I would be there, and I would probably just talk to people all day. Yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" So you're all getting my coffee shop vibe experience.
Okay, I know there's at least one fan fiction writer in the chat. Anthony, Moonbeam Coffee Shop AU. When?
You know, it would be. If I had a coffee shop, though, it would definitely have like some. It'd be a mix. It'd be like gaming in there, like tabletop gaming, like Warhammer, D&D, tabletop. And then I'd probably sell like some type of alcohol as well, and some food options. So it'd be like,
what is it with coffee. American coffee shops turning into bars at night?
You gotta have, because you know, then sometimes you need a Bloody Mary in the morning or something. You know?
What?
Yeah.
No, that's silly. You go to a
Egyptologist,
bar for alcohol, and you go to a cafe for coffee, and they shouldn't mix.
We got Egyptologists in the chat.
Coffee though, doing Warhammer.
Python today. So using Python, so we got some coders. Memory Leak Death, don't you do like coding? I see your coding streams. I'm not sure if you're using Python or not. Oh, like a communist cafe in Vice City. You know.
It normally gets me so well. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the public realms stuff. Here we go.
Okay, can you give that to me?
Share.
Now, the question that you're gonna hate. What number in the tickets did you get up to?
Oh. Let's see here. That is a good question. Let me share this with you.
Oh, thank you.
I just start at the top and I'm going down.
Unhinged, absolutely unhinged behavior. I can't believe
Yeah.
you're doing this to me.
Yeah. That's it. I just go through and I'm like, can I answer this one? And I'm like, you know, you have a lot of bug tickets you put in. How about you tag yourself in those first?
No, I put those
You're
bug
cheating the
tickets
system.
in. No,
Hey,
I put those bug tickets in.
okay,
I
so
don't
you know
know
what?
the answer
I'm
to
gonna
them.
I'm gonna tag you in them. How about that?
Are
There
you
you go.
gonna?
You know which
Oh
ones?
yeah. What
Taylor.
additional?
Oh, who
One
sent
from-
this one in? Taylor. Assigned this one. You know who this is gonna get to?
No,
right here.
do not
Assigned to
assign that.
Taylor. There you go.
Place
All right,
harassment
figure that one
live
out.
on stream.
Figure that one out. All right, let's see here. Hold on, let me go here. Anomaly
Absolutely
called it.
not.
You said Taylor was rigging the system. You know what? That's what happens when you rig the system.
I'm
Here's
not
another one from
freaking
Taylor.
this. I literally logged on this
This one
morning
goes-
and couldn't
this one
do
goes to Taylor.
anything.
Man, this makes my job easier. I just have to
I
go
hate-
through here and see all the bugs
I
that Taylor
can't
put.
believe you're actually
And I'm gonna
doing this
sign
to me.
Taylor. There we
In
go.
front of a live studio
There's
audience,
Taylor.
no less.
There we go. This is
This is what everyone wants to see: is the ops team arguing.
yeah.
Um,
Oh what? This is it. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Ask me what tickets do I get? Well, we'll start with the ones you submitted.
no,
So,
that's not
there
how
we go.
this works.
Okay, there we go. Oh, let me see here. I'm gonna assign this one to me. Sounds like the consequences of your. Yeah, right, Amelie. You know, hey.
Hang about,
No.
Anomaly. Absolutely not. I encountered tech issues this morning with the platform, not support issues.
I see anomalies. I hear the voice of it. Well. Look at what we have here.
Get out of here with that garbage.
Ooh,
Absolutely
let's see.
not.
Ooh, nice. It's decreased that workload. Grissom, yeah, that's awesome. Masters in Philosophy, classic, specializing in third and first BC, Egypt. Oh, and that whole thing about the pyramids came out like yesterday night. Did you hear about that, Taylor? Did everybody hear about that in chat?
What
Like they did.
about the
They
pyramid?
did. Okay. There's a whole thing. They apparently did like some, I don't know, subsonic, like subterranean mapping beneath the pyramids, and they found like huge cylinder kind of structures that went like down several kilometers, and it's crazy. Like there's a whole, they don't know how to explain these structures that are down there, and they're spread over like 2 miles as well. And there's like, they're very, I think there's like 4 cylinders on a huge kind of square kind of object, and there's like stairwells going around them. Like this isn't made up. It's kind of like going all over the place now. And there's like academics that are talking about it. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing Egyptian kind of study right now, you should tell us what's going on. What's the real scoop? What's the real scoop on what's beneath there? I have a lot of theories that I could go on for days for. You heard me with
We're gonna
you know,
get you
some
in
of my
the
theories.
chatting realm. We're gonna get you in the chatter core, and you can go on your unhinged theories about
They're
aliens
unhinged.
there.
They're not unhinged. They're not unhinged. They're
Absolutely
very rare.
unhinged. You made me dissociate with the original theories. So don't.
They're- mm-mm.
This is not conducive to a healthy working environment.
Pyramids and spaceships undercover. There's something going on. Hey,
Hi.
you know, let's see here. Pit graves. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's always wild to like think about how they built all that stuff back in the day. Let's see here.
So Anthony, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the workflow, like the chart thing,
Mhm.
and Pat said this issue is fixed. So do I just set it to working and then set it to finished and close the ticket?
You'll make it like archived or validated or verified. So not working. Working means like you're working on
Okay,
fixing
but
it.
there's no way to get it to like finished from notifying or verifying, but there's no follow-up that looks like it needs to be done.
Go
So the ticket just
to
needs to close.
yeah. So which ticket is it? What number? It should say it at the top.
1091, I think. Oh
Hmm.
no, hang on. No, this is not
like-
1000. It's linked to 1091.
It should be
Where's
right
the
above the
number for
title.
this? Oh,
Right above the-
1081.
Okay, so I see that.
Everyone here is. Oh,
So you see where it says
didn't
triage
hear
on
my
the left?
children. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm a
Uh-huh.
working mom.
You see where you go to. You see where it says triage.
Mm.
If you click on that, you make it
Mm-hmm.
to the green one, archive. Transition to archive.
What's the difference between archived and finished?
Now, let me see. Let me see something. Let me check something. I'm gonna do working. I want to see if I have to do like address finished.
Hang on.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna ask Pat and JD what the difference between
Okay.
archived and finished
Hold on.
is.
I see what you have to do here. You have Jay. This is funny. This is how an engineer is. So I'll tell the audience what's going on. So JD, our head engineer, built this whole thing in Jira. Right now, engineers have a very methodical brain in how they think. People like me and Taylor, chaos incarnate. Right? Like this thing is done. I just want to know it's done. So in Jira, JD has it set up where you can't find a bug and be like, oh, it's fixed, and just like fix it. No. You have to click it from triage to working. Now, when you click it on working, you could say you verified it, you fixed it, and then you could then finally say I verified the issue and it's good. And now it's done. So you have to, Taylor, like change the status each time to go
Oh,
down
I know
that
that I
mental
need to
map.
change the status each time. I just don't understand the difference between archived and finished.
Finish means it's done and it's working.
Well, it
Archived.
says it's fixed.
Yeah. So then I just verified it. So now it's good.
Why?
Now it's done.
That
Ta-da.
doesn't feel like that's close to me because there's like on this flowchart thing. I'm looking at this absolutely ridiculous flowchart. This verifying just takes it back to the triage. It doesn't.
Verifying.
There's no
Verifying.
closeout state.
Yes. Verified is the last one. So verified all the way on the right hand side.
Oh.
Yeah. Not verifying. Verified.
Why does verifying and verified
Because
exist?
verifying means I'm verifying that I have fixed the issue. Verified means I have indeed verified it is done.
No, it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. This is it, everybody. This is
We're
how the
doing a
sausage gets
learn.
made at Moonbeam.
Look, I've
You've
got
done it.
people in the chat supporting me with math is
Make
hard.
sure
And if
you
y'all saw this,
document.
if people
You
saw this
Jesus.
workflow, they
Yeah.
would agree with me.
Oh
This is unhinged.
my gosh. Yeah, 2 times you verify the document changes. I know. It's wild. I've always heard jokes about Jira and stuff and about like tech companies and engineers. Now I kind of get it. I'm like, my brain is. I am a abstract thinker, so my brain runs on just get things done. It will be chaotic, but it will be good enough. But there's the people on the opposite end of that spectrum that are like, there must be order. There must be
Hey.
methodology.
Hey chat, how do I figure out what version of Windows I'm on?
Stream chat continues and only chat refreshes. Hey, welcome. Glad you're joining in and watching the stream. We're just doing tech support. So Taylor and I are on here. We're going through all the bugs that people are submitting and working on them and doing all that stuff and talking to people in chat. Oh, smart sheets. I don't want to know what that is. Verifying the verification, verify who watches the watchers. Yes, I know. It's Pat. Luckily, Pat's not here. Him and JD would have words to say with me for talking down about the way of the engineer. I feel there's like some secret society with engineers. They have like some secret cult or something like that. Right click oh, there we go. Look, we're getting some tech support for you, Taylor, right there in chat.
Oh, thank you, chat. Click the Windows icon and select System. What? Oh, yep. Okay.
Taylor just made this stream her own tech support.
Look, I need tech support.
She's she's getting tech support from chat. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
Here's
look,
some
I
Inception
help
thing.
chat.
I don't know what's
helped
going on
me.
anymore.
This is a community of giving and receiving.
Oh my gosh.
And so chat is helping me as
Oh
I
my
help
gosh.
chat.
You know, I think it'd be so hilarious in my head right now. I just see like, you know, my grandparents, like one of them, if they found out about Moonbeam, like what if they just start streaming to like ask people how to print something, you know, like how do I turn on my printer, you know? Like
Yes,
there's a whole
that.
yeah, there we go. Moonbeam is breaking out. We're gonna be in the nursing homes next, and we'll be bringing all the obscure tech questions.
I can't see under system where it's supposed to tell me. Oh, hang on, never mind. There's an about section.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I got it, everyone.
Yay.
Thank you for your patience during this trying time.
This is awesome. This is fun. Okay, I got a notification here. So this is a bug report that was sent. Yeah, we turned it on and off again. I can see that. Like if there was like, you know, someone in the nursing home streaming asking for help turning on the printer, you know, the webcam would be covered. It would like the lens would be on there, the lens cap, and they'd be like, "Hey, my webcam is not working. Like, sir, please remove the webcam cover." Gotta love it. Let's see here. So yeah, this is an interesting one. So one of our folks, they put in a feature request about following someone and how it's kind of hard in chat or like when you're watching them to like intuitively where to follow them. Right now, you click on their username and it takes you to their user profile, but that's a problem, right? Because now you're taken out of the stream. So we're going to add a way where on the stream itself, you could follow them. Or there'll be like a little module that pops up when you hover over their username and it'll be like, follow so-and-so, and you can just click it. Because following will notify you like when they're live and going streaming. Also, we're going to make the profile page, and this is something for chat to kind of give us your feedback on, or just think about it and hit us up later in the realm. But a lot of folks have asked for that static URL that you could put in your socials. We're making that most likely the profile page, your profile page. That way, anytime you make a post, the posts will be fed into your profile page, so people could see like the history of all your posts. Also, when you're going live, your live stream will just pop up there. So if someone were to go to your profile URL, they could follow you there. They'll see your live stream. If you're live streaming, they'll see your VODs, they'll see your posts. So that's kind of where we're thinking right now. So static URL, that's been something a lot of folks have asked about. That's coming soon. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, Taylor, she is surrounding herself with the experts like chat. I like that. It's good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to learn stuff. I just get people to tell me, and that's how I learn. I'm trying to figure out how big this monitor is. Like, Pat doesn't half ask the difficult questions.
I'm going to go up here. Hold on a second. Let's see here.
All right, Anthony. Mom duty calls. I'm gonna have to hop out of the stream.
All right.
But
Well,
I am working
I'll
on.
see you on
I'm
Slack.
currently working on ticket number 1084. So we're getting there.
Thank you, Taylor. I'll see you in a bit.
Catch you later. Bye. everyone.
Later. I'm about to go for 5 more minutes, and then I'll probably head out to grab some lunch. This is about lunchtime. Let's see here. Okay, let me see some chat stuff here. I don't have to say go to the whole RPG realms to watch us. Yes, exactly. You can just like have your profile URL. So if you're the streamer, it'll be kind of like your profile. And then if you're streaming in a realm or multiple realms, when someone goes in there, they can kind of see what realms and discover realms that way. So we want realm owners to have like the, hey, this is my realm, join my realm, and kind of get that on social media. And then we want the streamer to have their URL that's static, because we know you may not be streaming in the same place all the time, especially when multi-realm streaming is a thing. You'll also be streaming in multiple realms, so this way it'll just help feed to you. So realms will have a URL to feed to realms, and then the streamer will have a way to go to the streamer. And that way, if the streamer's streaming in a realm and their audience all over social media could quickly find them, and then they can find that realm too. So it won't be confusing every time that there's a different URL associated with it. Yep, correctly. Correct. Right now, if you're live and you go to someone's profile, it does not show up. So we're fixing that. So that next fix will be to have the stream in the profile page as well. Yeah. It's interesting, this whole construct, like the realms and the streamer and everything, like it's very fascinating to me to have all of us put this together like a puzzle, because it's never been built before, like this kind of framework. And so it's really neat to go through the process and figure out what is needed to make it all work, because it is a whole ecosystem, right? It's like the realms need to be fed with like direct funnels for streamers and content to be in them, and communities. So you have a realm, we got to get a way to get streamers and people and content into that to start activity. But then how do we also take care of the streamer to make sure that they can be plug and play into different realms, but also still have their like easily discoverable method of, this is my profile, people follow the streamer, people can be part of a realm. So it's just very fascinating, the different like things that play there. They're very synergistic, and they're symbiotic. They rely on each other. So we're trying to get that right. And so if anybody ever has suggestions, because again, the profile page suggestion has come from you all about like, I want the live stream there. And then also I want a static URL so I can share that. That was you all's idea. And so we're implementing that because we're like, oh, that makes total sense. Because there's so much different moving parts that sometimes the team is focused on something else, and we just are oblivious to something that's very obvious to someone else like you all. And so thank you for those insights. Question, what does the plus sign next to chat do? Yeah, right now, nothing in this chat. In the realm chat, you can add images and stuff. So it's just there for right now. We may have it do gifts. So you can do gifts in realms right now too. So it may be used for gifts. It may be used for pictures. It teases you. It teases you with what could be. Yeah. So that will be, I mean, if you all like want to have pictures and gifts, let us know if that's what you like there. And again, in realms, you could do that right now. So if you go to a realm, you'll see the plus sign and you could do that. And we're working on like how images are presented in realm chats. It does look a little bit funky. So all that stuff will be smoothed out over time. But I'm a big GIF person. I like GIFs. I like putting images because sometimes they're more fun and engaging. So that would be cool to have that in stream chat as well too, I think. Let's see here. We had one bug report come in that someone was having issues going into a realm where they were a member of a realm, and when they clicked on it, it was saying, "Uh-oh, we can't find the realm. Please try again later." That seems like it may be a one-off, but we'll see. All right. Let's see here. Pictures might be risky, as if that's a good point. This is something that we haven't said publicly. We have. I guess we just haven't been, so it hasn't been. It's new, but there is image moderation now on Moonbeam. If you were to be on stream and let's say someone did something like overt nudity or even like gang symbols with their hands or hate speech, if I held up something that's like hate speech, it will catch it. It'll turn you off like that. So images in chat and stuff. Yep. Moderation's there. So I think that's exciting to think about, because we do not want anyone to be hit with stuff like that, like things that are inappropriate. And it's cool to see that we're able to implement all this stuff. Yeah, I know it's kind of wild to like think about just the moderation possibilities. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's a good point. I like that. It's a good idea. Yeah, there's something about like giving ownership to the streamer. And that is kind of like so again, that's why when I talked about moderation before, it's kind of being pushed down. And I don't mean that as like we're offloading responsibility, because we do have platform-wide moderation, which is for the obvious stuff. Like, again, things we're never going to allow because they're illegal, they're blatantly immoral, and not allowed, period. So that will stay in place. But like these other moderation aspects, we want to give that control to everybody else, because that way we avoid the issues of like the blanket one size fits all approach for moderation. Because average is like, that's the thing about average is never good for anyone. It's like the good enough for everyone, but it sucks, you know? It's like giving everybody like vanilla ice cream. Like, some people love vanilla ice cream, cool. But you know what I mean? Like, most people might like Rocky Road or cookies and cream or chocolate chip. I don't know. But making things just like one generalized way is, I think, a very bad approach. And we have the technology now to like really individualize experiences and in a good way, like a safe way. So that's kind of our approach for moderation and everything. It's like giving that power to everybody. And that's why I get excited when people are like, you know, well, if you use this new technology for moderation, you know, it'll catch things that it shouldn't, and it'll, you know, keep certain communities silenced. It's like, no, because the community controls it. Like, you all control the moderation. It's not in our hands, you know? And you've all seen it like at play, at work, and it's pretty dang good. And I do think, yeah, with like things like maybe what's allowed into like images in chat and stuff like that, or, you know, once we get, again, our team grows and we can get more features rolled out and everything, I would love to give a lot of these tools to you all. Like realm owners and streamers should really dictate what goes on in their area. It shouldn't be Moonbeam. Like again, Moonbeam's obligation, in my opinion, is we have to do the legal and moral obligations by law that we're required to do. You know, and the values that we uphold, we need to stick by that. But for these other kind of decisions, we should empower individuals. And when I mean individuals, I mean the realm owners and creators, streamers, the people that operate this space, right? A good way to think about Moonbeam's approach to a platform, and I've said this in some streams in the past, early on. So my background, again, was political science. I went to school, got master's in political science. I got a master's in policy management, higher education. So I think a lot about governance structures. And one thing I think about social media platforms is it's a digital manifestation of a physical place. That's how I see it in my brain. That's how my brain operates to understand it. So we're building, sometimes I'll think about like Moonbeam, like we're building a city. Now, a lot of platforms, the way they operate is they're a city or they're a place and it has like a uniform rule across the whole thing. It'd be like if there was in America, you know, we have a federal government, a state government, a county government, and then a city government. You have these multiple layers. I see stuff like Facebook as like the federal government and it just controls everything. And like, that's it. It's just like one rule of law. I see Moonbeam as like a federation kind of system where Moonbeam has the overall macro level kind of bounds of what is and isn't allowed. And then realms and streamers are like sub-governments that are localized and they have their own rules and regulations for themselves. So I like that approach because it really allows community to be localized and it allows rules and regulations and cultural norms to be applied specifically to them. That makes sense for them. You can't have the one size fits all because that just doesn't work. Especially if you think about like a international platform, which Moonbeam is already. You can't have that. Like you got to have communities with their own way of doing things. So that's what I like about it. Let's see here. Let me go back to chat. Let's see here. Yeah, reputation scores are good. Yeah. There's something about that, like karma, you know, kind of thing. There's something there. I'm interested to see how that kind of goes. It could even be like, you know, we have like on a lot of the apps like Uber or, you know, things like the person you're kind of like riding with has a rating, but then the rider has a rating as well. I think that's valid for like, you know, a streamer or a viewer. There's something there. I'm not. That's further down the road, but it's an interesting thought. Yeah, and also too with like Pixis, right? You could easily identify like a certain individual if they're getting caught by Pixis and then approved by a mod. Like if a mod validates, like yes, this person got caught by Pixis and then it was in fact bad. If you have that like happening all over the place, there could be indicators like, okay, this is not a good actor, this is a bad actor. Because if you're having like if there's no anomaly, like if it's anomaly, if there's no like, if there's a very clear picture of wherever they go this is occurring, you could identify that as a problem. Okay, I am putting that, we had that bug report in actually recent about, and let me know, is that in chat or is that in a realm? And so when you say hours afterwards, I imagine you're doing your stream, you're finishing up your stream, and then later on you go back to your creator dashboard and it'll show like the stream chat moderation, there's stuff stuck in there. I assume that's what you're saying. We have a ticket in for that. And I was talking to Pat about that before. Medalist games, let's see here. Ownership, realm ownership. When and how are you planning on implementing realm creation? Is it going to be needed to be applied for? No. So right now, I'm going to give you like the very candid, basic answer. Not the basic, the real answer. is backers got realms that backed at the realm owner and above tier. So we have a bunch of realms right now. Realms are very complicated, like from a technical perspective thing. It's a lot of complexity there. That's where a lot of a lot of our process in alpha has been like fixing bugs to smooth those things out. So we're getting everything stable in open beta before we open that capability up to everyone else. That's purely like a stability kind of requirement. You know, we'll see. I'll tell you some interesting things we've noticed, right? Realms are new in how you have to think about them. We noticed that in actuality, like if you go right now and search for realms on Moonbeam, you'll see a lot of them are like dead. Like they don't have a cover image, they don't have a thing. Maybe that's just someone wanted to support us in backer kit, and that's cool. Maybe it's also because they don't really know how to operate it. There's a different approach to a realm because the kind of framework, the paradigm for streaming is I have a channel and it's just me. And so it's hard to like break that paradigm to be like, no, a realm is like Anomaly, who was here in chat. Anomaly's done a great job of like recruiting streamers who play first person shooters to his realm. And that is exactly how we envision a realm. Like it's almost like a studio, an operation, a small business. I don't know, but it's operated in a way where you're bringing in streamers and they're in a community, and then you're managing that. That takes a different skill set than like I'm a streamer with a channel. So we're going to open it up. It'll be interesting to see, like, we don't want for discoverability. We want to make sure we uplift and make it easier to find the realms that are active. Like we don't want to have a page of dead realms and then it gets confusing to find where things are at. So we're going to work eventually in open beta on like realm discoverability and just sorting realms and making it easier for you to find out where activity is actually occurring, things like that. And then the public realms, while we have that, is the public realm concept was just to give streamers an immediate place to stream right away. So that way existing realm owners can kind of scout them out, find them and recruit them, invite them into their place. We're going to, and when multi-streaming is a thing, that'll be very good because now someone could, if you're in a realm that like Anomaly's realm, you do first person shooters, you should be streaming in that realm and in the public video game alliance realm, right? To help discoverability, to consolidate viewership, to find people to find you, to have them follow you, and then find out what realms you're a part of. So I would say ideally, how I think of it is like not every streamer should have a realm or want a realm. But we do want that unique person called the realm owner. We do want, and that's, I think, a new kind of creator persona that will rise up to the top. And it's funny because you see this in real life. Like, it boggles my mind that it's so obvious. And these were network executives. These were like TV network executive people, right? They were not like the people on camera. They were the network executives back in the day that like did the scheduling for content for TV channels, and they managed the TV station. That entire class of professional does not exist in the streaming space, and that is very, very odd. It's very odd that like you can name movie directors, but we can't name streaming directors. That's so weird to me. Like when you really sit there and think about it. But that's because of the construct that has been done with streaming, with the channel isolated approach of the streamer. Some streamers by nature are great streamers and organizers and that kind of person, right? But numbers wise, that's a very rare thing. So realms are going to be opening up eventually. I'm excited for them, but we're trying to get like all that discoverability, stability, everything kind of fleshed out, and then we'll open up that way. I'm very curious to hear what you all think about realms and this kind of approach we're taking as you think of it. Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Deeply has a cool one. Idea, like mod sharing, so that like, the person that is banned on a chat of a streamer in a realm If I'm in the same realm, that person can get an automatic ban in my chat. That's cool. That's cool. Breesum, yeah. Okay. I'm tracking the ticket. There is a fix being pushed out for mod queue stuff because there's several issues. Not only that one, but there's several other ones that are associated with mod queue. So there's stuff being pushed off that. Ooh, anomaly. Petition to make my realm public. We'll talk about that. The idea is there is something we're looking at, like public realms as maybe being a thing ideally that you all run too. Like Moonbeam, we have the 3 initial ones. That's just kind of to show not tell, kind of like how we think it should be. But we don't want to run those. We want individuals like you all to run them. Realm owners. We want realm owners to run public realms. And then you have regular realms, which are like the ones you have to join. And then we will eventually have private realms. They might be not discoverable. They might be paywalled. Might be a mix of both. But those are kind of like the 3 type we see kind of on Moonbeam. And we want them all to be run by realm owners. Individuals who, again, I think are, in my mind, I always look at like the studio head, the network executive, the community builder, that kind of person. I think that's a very useful skill set that we need. Okay. I'm about to wrap up and grab lunch. Any final thoughts or comments? I will hang around for a minute. If not, thanks for hanging out. These are always fun. I have fun. I've been having fun doing this. It's good to, this is very good because I feel like the more communication and touch points we all have, the better we understand the needs of everybody on Moonbeam. And ultimately, we're building it for you. So this is always very refreshing for me because I could, when we have chats with the team, it helps put things in context. It helps us prioritize certain features or bugs and things like that because I can identify trends and things like that. So thanks for always popping in and chatting with me and letting me know what's up because, again, some platforms you'll have where don't say anything bad about the platform because you think you might upset someone. Please be candid with us. This is truly the best thing for us all. Yeah. Thanks, Anomaly. Appreciate it. Medalist Games, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for everybody stopping by. Michael in chat. Hey, good to see you again. We had a few bugs of yours that we're fixing. You probably saw the emails coming out. I know you responded to some already, so thanks a lot for that. Let's see here. Oh, Anomaly, hold up. Let me hook you up right now, man, before I leave. Hold up. I got to get you the VGA badge. They got to get you the VGA badge. Let's see here. Hell yeah, Anomaly. Okay, here we go. It's going live. Let's see here. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. I got you here. Going here. Here we go. All right, Anomaly. Check your Moonbeam profile. I want to wait for you to confirm. Since I got you here. I want to make sure this is hooked up. Let's see here. We're getting close also to 2,000 users. I think we'll hit it by the end of the week. This is exciting. Moonbeam is growing. It's neat to see the growth every day. Grow. People having fun. Hey, there we go, Anomaly. Welcome to the VGA. There we go. I also has some new friends to hang out with. Oh yeah. Amy Hoy Manoy. All right. I'm jumping off, everybody. I updated in chat for me. I see your badge. Everybody see his VGA badge? Oh, deeply, yeah. You got the Chattercore badge. I love these badges. They're dope. We're at, let's see here. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you how many new folks we're at since open beta began. Let me do the thing. We're over 300. Over 300, which, to be honest, everybody was like anything over 100 was going to be exciting. I am the dreamer, always pushing for the stars and the moon. But 300 has been phenomenal, and our stats are looking really good. So like we're very happy. If maybe refresh the chat, Anomaly, because I see your VGA badge. Yeah. Take care, Deeply. Michael won the bet. Michael, because in the first 24 hours, he was the closest one to it. There you go. 300 more and I win. Yep. All right, everybody. Take care. I'll see you around Moonbeam. Thanks so much for everything. That would be okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at that, Michael. Yeah, that'd be dope. We're excited. Like I said, this is all a team effort. You all have been helping us out, and it means so much. So you all have a good day. I will see you. I'll be on again tomorrow. I might do that old fashioned. I might make an old fashioned